people, they are in their comfort zone actually. So they don't want to, like they want to be very lazy, and they don't want to put in so much effort in really creating something meaningful, because that means you need to sacrifice a lot. And most of the people, they rather choose to go to the cinema, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's crazy.
But better example, you talk about movies to stop for 1 month and make some good stuff and fix the world. Super idea, but the movies, they are even innocent. Forget the movies. The military. Do you know the budget
war,
for military?
Yeah.
Last time I was checking how much bombs cost, just to have an idea. One big bomb, which can destroy some block, they cost like $25 million and even more.
I hope Bonus works, because Mende's looking at bombs. So
No.
yeah.
The thing is,
And they have loads of them,
the
not just one.
budget for the US, I just Googled it very quickly.
Yeah.
In 2021, you know how much money only for military spending? $801 billion.
Can you imagine?
Take 50 billion and distribute it. You fix full of Africa, I'm sure.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Jibber with Jabber. Today, for the third time, I think we might need to change this to Jibber with Mende, because you've the most returned guest and the most requested guest to come back. Mende, welcome back. And also joining us today is Ollie, who's on his phone instead of being involved in the podcast. What's going on?
Yes, I just wanted to mute.
Who's messaging you?
Yeah,
No, let's get them right on the conversation. Let's call them, man, and get them in the conversation,
okay,
bro.
let's try it. Do some pranks, maybe.
Yeah, see who it is. Now, I got to tell you a story about why I don't have any food on this table for the guests. So usually I have some candies and stuff like that. And the first episode I tried it on was an episode with Lamine and Mende and Daniel. This guy was eating sweets the whole episode. Just all you could hear was He was like enjoying them, and I was like, bro, you're supposed to have one, not like literally 3 hours worth of sweets. So that's why I've left it at coffee for this one. And we'll move forward from there. I might slip in a sweet here and there if you come with a good point that you deserve sweets after that. So welcome back, man. Welcome back. How's life been treating you?
Life been treating me very good, and thank you so much for your all kind words. I'm very honored to be on your podcast. Now I have a hat trick.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's also achievement,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I also seen how it's been developing and going, and you are now nearly arriving at the 100.
Yeah, that's right.
And
it's going to be the party
I
episode.
need to say, a lot of people, they starting things, they make it few weeks, few months, but you've been continuously going on. This is the way. Now you got your verification mark.
That's it.
Mabruk,
right?
I'm very proud of you.
you.
So you see, with the hard work, everything comes.
Yeah.
And slowly, but it's really good. And today, guys also watch us. Like, I came in this studio, and this is also, I'm actually been in every single location.
You have that right. That's right. You were in every studio.
So this whole thing here, it's like, I mean, you guys see ET somewhere, but the whole thing is like a museum. Like even Madame Tussauds, it's like, yeah, it's easy comparable with this place. And it's a super full-fledged film studio.
That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy, because you have been in every location. So you've actually seen the growth of the podcast from the beginning all until now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to invite you for the fourth one when we're on a spaceship going to Mars. when we're changing location. But let's talk about Ollie. Ollie, welcome to Dubai and the podcast, man.
Yes, thank you.
How are you finding it?
It's very nice. I'm the first time in this, like, some kind of this big scale studio. Is it already big scale? I don't know. For me, it's...
This is Dubai's most secret location. Nobody knows about it, man.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks amazing. Like, we're already talking about, like, all the details. So we spoke about it, that it's like from your, like, how you grew up, actually, like all the items of the games you played. And I think we share some of the games you played back then. So I love it, to be honest. Yeah.
And how are you liking Dubai?
It's hot.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I think everything what you want, you can just call somebody, you can just order, you can do whatever. You have all the people around you. That matters. Like, that's the reason why I'm here, because Matthias like is here since 15 years, and he wanted to establish a company, which is Bonuz, right? So I came here, and I like it, to be honest.
Hmm.
So yeah, but it's very easy to spend a lot of money.
Yes, for sure.
Also,
That's
so
why.
it's
That's why he's trying to get you guys to make a lot more money.
yes,
but-
yes.
yeah.
So it can be kind of dangerous, but in total, I think it's a cool city. And right now, what they are doing with this cloud seeding and whatnot, they really play with the nature. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but if they can pull it off, that suddenly the weather becomes, like more enjoyable in the summer, and combined with that, like all this push and technology, Dubai could be the next like city for like global city. That's what I believe.
I mean, it's well on the way to getting there. Like, and the cool thing about Dubai that I find is that there's always something new coming from around the corner.
Yes.
And even sometimes it's okay, I saw this coming, and sometimes you're like, where did this come from, and how have they kept it so quiet, and it's just there, right? So what is your position in, like, let's talk about your background and why. I mean, you're CTO in Bonuz, right?
Yes.
So what is it that you brought to the table that Mende, and why does Mende need you here,
Yeah, it's a good question.
apart from ordering food at night, like which you said before?
Yes. I think like I had a lot of experience in different kind of companies. So I started with programming and IT in general very young. I was like maybe 14 years old. And it's very funny, I came actually into programming because I didn't have enough money for World of Warcraft. And my mother didn't want to spend that money. So I tried to search for an option that makes me play it for free. So it was World of Warcraft private servers. So I learned how to virtualize it, like how to emulate it basically. So I developed some of my first applications there, and it had also, like it was very nicely like welcomed in the World of Warcraft audience. So yeah, and I moved then to like one of my professional steps was in the like healthcare IT.
Okay.
Then I moved to like building own CRM ERP systems, and like I was in a company doing like IT infrastructure, basically telecommunication and whatnot. So I have a very big diverse background. Like I lived a Silicon Valley life in Germany, which people don't normally do, because in Germany it's not nice to like switch so many times, but this gave me a lot of experience in like web development, desktop applications, server applications, like from Linux to Windows Server, whatever it was. So I think this was one of the reasons. It was just a perfect fit because I moved to like Bitcoin very early, not very early, but I was like
You bought Bitcoin?
sorry.
You bought Bitcoin early?
Yes, not too early. I heard about it actually in 2010, like very early, but I was not smart enough to understand like how powerful it is. So then a few years later, I really came in, and I learned about the blockchain, how it actually works, like all the technical details, and yeah, so that's it.
That's it. And what about him made you decide that he was the guy that you wanted to bring on board? I'm talking about you, Mende.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I met Oli through a guy in a Discord server.
Okay. Discord. I thought you said in the disco. I was
Yeah,
what?
Discord.
I met
Discord.
Ollie through it. Sounds like the story there.
This was in
Yeah.
2020. And basically, this other guy who I met him through, he was a very good trader, like very smart guy. Also, I took some time to find out that he was from Germany. But then later, I talked some deeper things with him about business and some developments, but it wasn't really his thing. And then he told me that he once had one guy hired, and this guy, he was running something big in the Fraunhofer institution. This is one of the most crazy research places in the whole world. They can figure out anything, any material. They can back engineer anything.
Really?
Yes, it's next level. So, and he was doing some kind of work there, and he hired Oli for something. And then he said that he knows this guy who always feels very quick bored from certain tasks, and if you don't put pressure on him, and if he doesn't get enough stuff to work, he just gets bored and wants to change the job or something. And when I hear like this, then I feel, wow, this guy, he's probably the guy which will be able to build my vision and what I'm planning to do, because the tech is the most important part if you actually build those type of product. And for me, it's very important to not outsource the work to some other country, which might be more cost efficient, but have the guy next to me non-stop, which means that Ollie also stays at the villa, which I'm staying. So we have a big villa. And
I remember the villa. I remember when you were saying, hey, I want to get a villa. See, just like you have been watching the podcast grow, I've been watching Bonuz grow from an idea, from the seed.
True.
And I remember you were saying, I want to get a villa and I want everyone in there together. That way that everyone's just on point working. There's no excuses. There's no, I'm waiting for an email back from the guy. I literally walk downstairs and I'm like, dude, I messaged you ages ago. What's going on? And it's like just right there. Everyone's there, right?
That's true. And I've been talking about those things. So basically, yeah, that's what we get. So we actually got this villa last year already in May. And that's one of the offices. We have also 2 other offices where we can work in Dubai. And but basically to be there, but also for this vision or this idea I had to have this kind of Silicon Valley incubator style house where all the things happen, but for the own project, I find it very challenging. So what was challenging? One of the biggest things I would never expect by creating a company is to get not problems, but like be worried about what's happening in the kitchen. Like in the kitchen where food is cooked, because when people also start cooking and they have different styles and this and you know, like there is so many things which can go wrong.
Too many chefs.
Too many chefs in the kitchen. Like I didn't think that I will have so many conversations or drama because of something such not important than a kitchen. And like if we take a kitchen as a place to get food, to make food, but then you have the whole space where to actually build a $1 billion business. That's what's the plan. And then sometimes it would get me stocked for days and would really, they would.
What kind of stories? I need some stories about some kitchen stories that are going to get.
That's so, this is actually stupid things, you know, like there's some item in the kitchen, in the fridge missing something else. So those type of problems, I mean, it's kind of micromanagement. For me, I like in Dubai, we can just order anything to any time. And they have good, healthy quality too. But obviously cooking, it's different. But I would never expect that I get in so much hectic.
Yeah, but you have to understand.
And invested hours into kitchen problems.
Yeah, but what you have to understand is
You
a
know,
lot of your people are young, right?
Yeah.
And you essentially are the dean at university. And these are the university halls of residence. So you have a lot of bright people in one place, but you still have to kind of big brother manage them. And that can be, you know, an issue. That's going to happen. Like it happens with people who just live together normally, let alone trying to build $1 billion business in one place, you know?
Because the thing with me is I lived many times with many people. I lived in sharing environments back in Dubai. I don't always have my own place. I just rent something in a villa or in an apartment.
But
I don't have any
you don't have to
issues.
supervise those people.
I know, but
that's the thing.
But I assumed because of those experiences that things would be much more smooth. There will be never even issues with the kitchen. Hello, like somebody not pressing off the gas button. You know, like those type of things. So it's super interesting, and there's so many type of challenges you can get. But we master obviously everything, and now I know how to make it better, what to change, and which rules to put from the beginning.
Who's the best cook in the
we
Bonuz
had
team?
3 mates for cooking. 3 different chefs, and they all, like every time something happened, you know.
They left. So who's the best? Who's the best cook in the Bonuz team?
I think we cannot say this because somebody will get very angry.
Look, this is what Jibber is, man. I'm trying to create problem.
Drama.
So what's new with Bonuz now, in progression now compared to before the last time we spoke?
A lot of things. So basically, we still building. We
Turn your mic a little bit. I just want to make sure I get all this. Turn this. Yep. There we go.
So we are in the building phase, heavy building phase, but to build a company and a product depends on much more things than a product or social media. So we also recently won 2 awards.
Nice.
One was from Gulf News for best Web3 innovation, no, best blockchain innovation. And in the Museum of the Future, last 2 weeks ago, it was best Web3 ecosystem, something
Nice.
like that. So this is good stuff, and this is important because this is the route where we actually go long term. So also the team get a little bit motivated from this, and it's a lot of obstacles, like the technical stuff, the legal stuff. You know, we are not really a blockchain crypto project like you usually see them. We are actually like a real project which has real activities, real happenings. People interact, people engage with other people, communities engage with each other. There is a lot of stuff happening. It's like a huge computer game ecosystem if you look at it deep. The blockchain feature which is on top is just also to verify the trust, because good systems, when they scale, also their problems can happen. And with this kind of things, everything it's real. And with the Web3 kind of trends, or with the Web3 standards and blockchain ways which are now there, also the people have their ownership. Everybody owns really what he owns, because that's also important. But we innovating also this process, and it took a lot of time. And I hope that soon we'll be able to hire a lot of people.
Yeah,
But that's another thing. I'm like super. Like,
yeah, you don't have a kitchen big enough for all these people to come in.
You know, those hiring and
Yeah.
HR, it's crazy. I mean, you had Saigen here on the show. You know how much CVs he receives in this?
Yeah, he must
Salonika?
get a lot. Huh?
He receives 50,000 CVs per month.
Wow.
And he explained me what software they use with the AI, filtering certain words, and then checking CVs for plagiarism, because some people, they make copy paste.
Oh, the CV.
So now imagine, and 5 people also are just in the department to check the CVs. So now imagine I'm looking for a CMO, for a chief business development, and business developers who are good. I can't find the people, and there are so many people jobless. And then when I get too many inputs, then I have to check the people, to meet them, talk to them. And for a human, this is a very hard process. And then obviously, since I'm a human, I can only do one thing at a time.
Almost.
And
even.
meeting with people also burns out. That's why sometimes after those conferences, I'm like,
Yeah, but after speaking to you 3 times, I still feel like there's part robot inside you that is going on, mate. I'm not taking this human thing. You might say it, but I know that you got some Skynet in your mind, bro. Because you think way too fast, dude. Sometimes I remember the first time I did an episode with him, I just wasn't expecting it at all. Like the stuff that he was saying, I was just like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? Like, and he was so ahead, and I could see that when he was talking to me, but still thinking about the next thing. Like, do you know what I mean? While he was saying, and I was like, okay, yeah, this guy's way out of my league. Let me just stick to comedy. I'm not gonna have an intellectual conversation with this guy. How did you get the students in that involved? Because I know the students involved in Sharjah and stuff now, right?
Yes. We work with Sharjah University, and we have now 4 students, and they are pretty good with Metaverse.
Okay.
They've been studying all the time. I mean, maybe Oli, he's dealing with them because he also was a good student, so he knows how to talk to them, teach them, and they're in the tech field, and they kind of build some Metaverse experiences for us and help us with some research and some experiments, because Metaverse, bro, there's also
we're gonna
so
get into that.
many
That's a whole,
standards,
that's a whole next.
and how to scale the things, because to make it usable not for 5 people but for 10,000 of people. So too much to talk. We'll go through everything.
We'll go through them separately. How are you finding the students, and also how do you get students involved? Because obviously people want to be paid for stuff, right? Even students.
Yes.
So how do you pay them, or how do you what's the word I'm looking for? Incentivize them.
Yes, very good question. So Matthias was already talking about like some hiring processes. So this is the first step actually. So I also had to deal with a lot of people before really like onboarding them. So you can relatively fast understand whether somebody is, you know, like working by himself. So this is what you're actually looking for, because if you have somebody who works like autonomously, then you can just provide him the direction he needs to go and whatever support he needs to grow. So this is what we looked for in the beginning. And not every students obviously are like this, because not every human is like this. So it was very interesting to go through all of the students, and we found actually 4, and funnily 3 of them are female.
Okay.
And I say funnily because you now can see how the paradigm shifts in the IT industry.
In the tech world, yeah.
Yes, and they have a lot of discipline, and they are very keen to learn also. And they also come mostly from a very nice background, like already wealthy parents. So they already have some advantages compared to other students. But yeah, so how do we incentivize them? So if you find smart people, they just want to get smarter. So that's the best thing. And maybe they want to build something they can show to their friends, or like put out in the world to say, that's what I built.
I was a part of this. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So if you can translate, like communicate, but I say translate like a vision to something more, like that they really can grasp and get the gist of it, then suddenly they become highly motivated. So that's how it is. So, and you can give them any task, they would love to do it, but still they have very nice tasks. So Metaverse is one of the 2 departments for the students actually. So we have 2 students doing web development, so web applications with Web3, and the other 2 are doing what we call Metaverse, but it's basically, this is another topic, what is Metaverse, you can talk about it.
Yeah, for sure we will.
Yes. But yeah, until now I'm very satisfied actually. They're very good. Mostly I don't need to go to them and tell them what they need to do, only if they stuck, and even if they stuck, they don't come to me. I go to them and I ask, hey, what did you do today, even, like at the end of the day. And then I got stuck there like this and that, but they want to solve it by themselves. Yes,
it's the challenge for them, like you said.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, that's why we are, I think, very satisfied, and for sure we try to keep them also long term. And I think that's the best thing what you can find in people, is that they believe in you.
And how do you pardon me, how do you protect yourself from somebody working on something that you're doing and then taking the idea for themselves and then making their own version of it?
Okay, so I mean, there are different angles to it, but to be honest, it's like you cannot, even if you have the idea, then you cannot take away like 1 year of development inside of it, even if they would get the code, for example. So Matthias also in the beginning was mentioning about like the legal perspectives. So to be honest, our legal framework is very strong, and we did it for like, to be future proof, because also he mentioned that we are a real project. Actually, we are real, like we are a company, right? We are not just a crypto project. We are not here to grab some money and then just say, sorry, we don't know what we actually did, but
you guys are doxed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doxed means hidden. We are
No, you're undoxed, sorry.
Undoxed,
Yeah. So people know who it is.
Super undoxed.
Yeah, undoxed.
Yeah.
As undoxed
Because
as it gets.
that makes sense. Like, if I'm going to be putting my money in anything, I want to know who's doing it, dude. It's like,
yes.
I don't want to be thinking that it's, I like in the beginning, I get it. That was part of the beauty of crypto and the allure of it, that there was so much secrecy going on and no one can really track anything and whatever. But when it comes to the stage where you're trying to become a very big entity, then people need to know.
Absolutely.
I mean, even if you're undoxed, you had a lot of like examples for having scams going into like the billions. So I don't know if this really protects people. I mean, that's the perception of the people.
That's the perception.
Yes.
Yeah, but look, at the end of the day, being undoxed, people knowing how you are, we still live in the real world. You could still steal from the wrong person, and that guy thinks, fuck it, I'm finding this guy and I'm killing him. Do you know what I mean?
Can happen.
True.
And it will happen when you play with people's money.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? There are those crazy guys that are going, oh yeah, really? Okay, no problem. I see you've been on Jumeirah Beach today. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not sure if it's in UAE like this, but
Yeah,
if you're
no,
in Germany or in Europe and you have some person from there are few countries, I could say, if you hurt him a little bit or hurt a gangster or something
exactly.
like this, he
the
will
wrong person
come.
and it's over.
Can happen.
Guys, what the hell happened with the crypto market recently? Like, let's talk about this. I think it's something that I want to talk about, because just the liquidations, the stable coins, everything that's just gone all over the place. Like, what happened? Because I know a lot of people woke up like, oh, and you know, a lot of people were saying, haha, it's a phase, you're going to lose all your money. And these guys all had all these Bitcoins and all of this thingy, and they were like, yeah, whatever, you missed the run or whatever. And then even though they might be still looking to the future and thinking, yeah, it's going to go back up like real estate, they still must have been a bit ball hurt because of the explaining they had to do to all the people they were saying it will never go down.
Depends now which of those situations you mean, but in general there were like few big scenarios in the last, let's say, 3 months. Everything started with Terra Luna, basically, with also their stablecoin, the USD, because it lost his peg, and that's a big thing. And then it continued with other things like Celsius, which was like a digital bank nearly, and even a pension fund from Canada invested into this. So a pension fund, to get a pension fund to invest into something that's like something insane hard. And those were like blue chip companies, that's how people would say. For Luna, it was more, there were actually warnings, a lot of warnings since months, because if some certain scenarios happen, then this could happen, this death spiral, and this actually what happens at the end. And you know, some people also add value to it because the big whales or guys with huge wallets, they can do a lot of power moves. Because again, if I go very deep, it will be very complicated, but those scenarios had, and this was like a domino day, you know, like a catalyst, and then next, and those huge liquidations also of some big companies, because they are all leveraged, you know.
Yeah.
So when you leveraged, it's a different type of calculation, so it's very unhealthy. And
It's
those
crazy.
DeFi things even didn't work out anymore. There's a lot of stuff which, all those financial engineering, what people thought it's actually super safe and super long term, it actually proved itself to fail.
But what was the cause of it? Like, because a lot of people say the Ukraine-Russia situation was a major cause in it, but I'm sure it wasn't just that.
Maybe
Because isn't crypto there for those situations, essentially?
I would say depends on the use case, but totally yes. But there is more reasons for that. Maybe a scenario like a war or some disaster can be used as a natural leverage if you want to do something, because usually after catastrophes, the market goes down. So if you are next to the catastrophe, and let's say you go like leverage 50 times, you short any market, then surely you will make money. If you're the first one, you can make too much money. But that's not the healthy way, I believe. And I believe that some people, they prepared for those kind of scenarios, and then they had a plan to take Luna down, for example.
So you can actually sabotage another coin by just...
Yeah, it can be because of the USD, because of the peg. Because do you remember how it was with the Luna for the USD? Luna, it's the normal coin, and then the USD, it's like the stable coin, which is one coin, $1.
Yeah.
And this one, it lost its peg. But also this USD would always increase automatically if more Luna it's kind of used, because it's complicated. I cannot technically explain it now.
Did you guys see that film on Netflix called Trust No One?
No.
About the Canadian guy who created the crypto, and he basically just took everyone's money and ran away.
No.
And you got to watch. If anyone needs to watch that,
you mean the exchange Quadriga?
Yeah,
I've
Quadriga.
seen this.
That's crazy.
That's too crazy. And then
that's
later,
an exchange.
This is crazy stuff. But you see, this guy was also undoxed.
Yeah.
His face was visible. He was doing events. He was meeting people. He was a nice guy, actually.
People are saying that he faked his own death.
Yes, in India somewhere.
Yeah.
And there was... It's a big story. I don't know what the real truth is, but it's something crazy. I don't think in this world with all those surveillance.
That
If
you
you
can
have
fake your
a
own
lot
death.
of money, but to have like billions and to just enjoy your life hidden, that you can't go
Yeah,
to
but these
public
people
places.
look, one nose job, a couple of facelifts, and you're done. You're ready to go. You can, you know, in how many countries I can go now to India and literally buy an ID called Matthias Mende,
Wow.
and it will be a legit passport and ID,
You think it's possible?
which I think I might do. It depends how much I want of bonus when I come back from my holiday in India.
No, but
No, you can do
you
that,
think
bro.
really you can change full
Yeah.
face?
Yeah, bro. Bro, look at the size of my nose. If I just had the nose job, I'd look like a completely different person, bro. Like already. You can do that. People do that stuff, man. Think about it. You got people who, you know, they're in what do they call them when the FBI relocates them? There's a name for it, right?
Yeah.
Safe
They
house.
change new.
Safe houses, but
Yeah.
it's like a new identity.
Yeah.
They give them a couple of plastic surgeries, they change their identity, and that's it. It's a new life. It starts. It's easily doable.
Yeah.
They keep them in the safe house till they put them in the next life.
Yeah, right?
Next city, next.
Might be in this. And look, again, there's so much corruption in the world that you don't have to be a billionaire to disappear. You know what I mean? You pay off all of these little people here and there, and before you know it, you're in India. Now you're in Turkey. It's a whole different.
So then let's talk about karma a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you believe in karma?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Totally.
But do you believe that karma always hits someone in this lifetime?
Well, I don't know. It's not a guarantee. It's not science, actually.
Yeah.
So you really need to believe in it. But for sure, I mean, if you do good to others, why not getting good back? You know, it doesn't mean that
Karma's a funny one though, bro, because then you see these people who have just done shit their whole life and they've, you know, literally just stepped over people their whole life and they're fine all the way, man.
you never know when they pay.
Exactly.
Off. Yeah.
Yeah, but all right. Some people would be happy to pay in their last 2 days on Earth and live for 50 years of a good life, no?
But maybe these guys also do sometimes some certain good stuff and nobody knows, or they just don't talk or don't say it.
Yeah, true.
We never know. I think every human is responsible for himself. I'm so responsible for myself, and I'm very. So I believe in karma and don't want to do something bad.
Yeah. So what do you think is the future now for crypto and for the current market, man? What do you guys foresee happening?
A lot of good things.
Tell me.
I feel that a lot of bad stuff will be flushed away.
Yes.
We had now like 3 waves of crypto, in my opinion, or 2 waves. One of the wave was this ICO market white paper and website, 17, 18, right?
Yeah.
17, 18, the first run, where people raised a lot of money, but they were not project. Now we had the second market, which was the last one with all those new DeFi stuff, with all those to earn platforms, with a lot of small applications. And now in the third wave, actually already it happened that a lot of real utility use cases are happening, like things which really happen in life, things which happen in your normal iPhone apps, you know, like booking apps and those type of things. So now those type of things come in those crypto sphere, in those blockchain sphere, in this Web3 world. They call it Web3. And I believe that now the next run will be just for the true players with the true utility and the true things of value which other participants of the system can use. So basically, this will be the next real things.
When are we looking at?
They're already happening. There's already copies of TikTok where you can watch to earn. You just watch every video 10 seconds and you get those points.
Yeah, watch to earn and play to earn is crazy. And play to earn for gamers, I mean, how convenient is that? Like for somebody who's already just a gamer and just likes playing all day anyway, like to be paid to do it, it's super cool, right?
Absolutely, for kids especially.
Like imagine when you were in your World of Warcraft world, if it was play to earn then.
Yes, very true. But to be honest, like I don't believe in these systems to be sustainable. Only like if you really see yourself as a product, as on other platforms like Facebook and Instagram, not to hate anybody, but that's how they make money, right? You're the product, and what they do is they earn money by giving you advertisements. They show you advertisements, and based on this, you anyway gonna buy something. So you pay for it, you know, you pay for it with your time, with your energy, and then you pay for it like with your money, right? So I don't think that these models are sustainable, and they went through a lot of hype. So this is one of the phases he actually mentioned. Like the current phase was full of hype, and I'm pretty confident that even if the market goes down again 50%, this would be very healthy, to be honest, because this will like flush all the shit projects out. And additionally, I hope that regulations are coming even faster, because then all these scam projects, they don't have any chance even to grab money out of the people.
Because
Yes.
this went too far, you know, too many
Yes.
people lost. There was too many great scams,
Yeah.
like things which even look super legit, which have some kind of Ponzi nomics inside, which is
I love
created-
that Ponzonomics.
is created in
Yeah.
some ways and funnels that it actually doesn't even is a Ponzi at the end,
Yeah.
you know, especially with those DeFi things. It's like I take a box, I put 2 apples, and after 3 days I take out 4 apples.
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of things which wouldn't make sense,
Yeah.
but that's how they would build, because during all this marketing, that's the hype which would be created, and this would drive the price up because so many people suddenly jump into this. This would be always the main reason.
So do you think that this was good or bad for NFTs?
NFTs is again a bit different, but I feel that everything
But it's
what
still
happens-
connected, right? I mean, it's
totally.
I think it was good to bring some awareness on the market, so people knows, like now if you go on the streets and you say NFT, like how likely somebody will understand this, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's like if you go out on the street, you say Michael Jackson, everybody will know. Now with NFTs, it's almost the same, I would say. So of course, I don't know how many people, maybe 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, but it's a good quote, because NFTs will be some kind, it's a niche word, you know, like there's, okay, so right now, what happened with NFTs? So there are marketplaces like OpenSea, they're not even fully decentralized, but the people don't know. They buy some NFTs, which means it's just digital art, and they think they can flip it. So this one Ponzi-nomics, or how you called it, it's the same. So people just invest money with the possibility of hopefully flipping it to earn money again. And I think at least it was good to see that people are experimenting with it. And experiments always cost money, you know. The question is like, was it really necessary for you to invest like thousands of dollars for this experiment? But if you see NFTs from a perspective, what also Matthias mentioned very nice in the beginning, it's about ownership when he spoke about blockchain. So now if you have like real world utilities like a school certificate, or you know, that is really bound to your persona, that you cannot transfer to somebody else, and that you can even level up because now you got better grades, you got more certificates. And this is one thing, whenever you have job interviews, you just pull out your wallet and then you say, hey, this is all my certificates. And this is like a real proof of ownership, proof of education, if you want to have it like this. So once we have these models established in the market, it will make sense, but it takes time because the technology is not there. This is what most of the people did not understand until now, that it costs just too much money to interact on these chains.
and to implement it into real world.
And the
Yes.
governments, they need to regulate them.
Exactly.
Because they are the ones who have control about which certificate it's accepted from this certain entity or government. So it really needs to be genuine, and all those test environments are for experimenting. That's what's been happening.
Do you think all of Web 2.0 is going to be slowly transferring to 3.0, and it's just going to be a thing of the past now?
Very slowly, I think, because most of the use cases are not, you cannot bring them right now to Web3. Imagine like you want to bring Facebook or Instagram on the blockchain. How many transactions you need every day, and who's gonna store that data? If not Facebook or Google, or like, no, it's practically not possible. Not even within the next few years, I believe.
No, I think it's possible.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Facebook has the
Thing-
servers. If anyone has the servers to store it, Facebook have the servers
Yeah,
to
it's
store that information.
it's interesting because you see like most of the blockchains out there, they claim to be fantastic, but they do everything else what the original idea was of Bitcoin, for example. I'm not now a Bitcoin maxi, which means like if I see another chain, it doesn't mean that it's like bad or something, but it just means that so if you believe you can be your own bank and you have true ownership, then that means that you should be able to verify what happens on the network. So if you have such a big chain, how do you verify terabytes, petabytes, exabytes of data, like maybe even in real time in the future? It's practically not possible. So now you need to sacrifice something which is called maybe decentralization or other type of basically security, you know. So it will be a trade-off. Like I'm sure that, okay, so I agree that Facebook might be one of the first companies to pull it off because they have the capacity, but the question is how decentralized it will be at the end. So how much of Web3 you can expect, because Web3 actually means that I create the content on Facebook and now I can just put it on Instagram without asking Facebook to give me the data that I originally pushed there. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. For me, I don't see it happening because somebody needs to pay this costs also off. So who's gonna
server costs and all this stuff? You know, they can be really high.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll tell you how they're
think
going to pay it off. Have you seen the percentage that they've charged, that Meta wants to charge with their crypto and all that stuff? With their NFTs, sorry. Change 47%
Wow.
on each transaction.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I
So
think
it's
it
like,
was only 1%.
no, 47%. You'll see.
Wow.
I have the head of Meta coming in for an episode soon, so I'm going to ask him about that for sure.
Okay. Nice.
You guys been to the Museum of the Future, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I still haven't been. Is it like as good as everyone says it is? Look at this guy. Put it. Yeah, I wanted you to put it on the widescreen so you can see Mende just on his phone while we're shooting a podcast, just to show where his focus is right now. Oh, where's your phone gone?
It's here.
Oh, okay. That's right.
I just needed to, you know.
Yeah, tell me about it, because people told me that it's incredible in there.
It's super nice. The Museum of the Future, when I went there, I was in shock because, you know, they try. I mean,
It looks incredible to start with.
I mean, it's so beautiful from outside.
Yeah.
We've been always seeing it. It looks like this huge spaceship, like you know, Prometheus movie.
Prometheus,
It looks exactly like it.
Yeah.
Just that it has those beautiful Arabic calligraphy.
Yeah.
So what I liked about it is, like, it starts and you go into like a space station.
Okay.
And you start on a rocket from the Earth inside the museum. So it's like a kind of
Yeah. They had something similar in Expo. Did you go to Expo?
I've been Expo, but honestly, I didn't went to any house.
No, there was one called Aleph there, and you can. It's a round room, and then you step in there. The whole room goes up a floor, but you can see like space and these kind of things, and it's like
that's exactly
you come out. Yeah,
that's exactly what you see there too, kind of on the room, kind of. But it's Dubai experience, so it doesn't shake too much. It's smooth, you know.
Yeah.
So when you arrive in the space station, you really feel you are in a space station. And
So you go to a space station.
yes.
Okay.
And it's super nice because they kind of think really, really far to the year 2071. They even have an AI system which navigates and talks, and guess her name is Aya.
Okay.
You know, if this, I mean, it's just amazing vision, you know, there's no conspiracy, but I love how it's done.
Yeah.
And I recommend everyone to go there and just to see it one time, how the future might be like.
How important do you think a role is Dubai going to be taking in building the future?
Huge. I think they are already now the leadership on the planet in being innovative. And at the pace of how the things are going on here, they will be surely, like, as we said in the beginning, how you said it? The world city?
Global city.
Global city, probably, because also the Vision 2040, it's something very special with all the sustainability, doubling the greenery in the country.
Yeah, I saw some mock-up pictures of that. It looks really cool.
I think when they play with the weather and all those things, it's like calibrating.
But don't play with it too much. I left London so I could be in the heat. Like, I don't want to be like in London again.
No, but maybe it's a process for the long term in order to get more green, like really greenery, like have some little jungle maybe or some forest in the desert.
If there's anywhere that's going to do it and get away with it, it's going to be here.
Yeah, it's will be
for sure. Like, I have no shadow of a doubt. And they're building their own UAE Metaverse, right?
Yes, but they started with some departments actually a department. It's the VARA. It's called Virtual Asset Regulation Authority. So this is the main authority for all the crypto, blockchain laws, digital asset laws, and they have kind of like they're making this metaverse, like a government department building, and you go there and you can actually meet employees, but you don't need to physically go there, travel from a country. You just take probably your metaverse web app, or you take the goggles and you just go there. And then you can have the whole conversation, find out everything. Maybe you are some crypto kid, 23 years old, multimillionaire, and you cannot travel. You have parents, maybe they don't know, but now maybe you go there, you can explain what you did, this, how your Dogecoin went 100x or whatever. There is so many ways, and those kind of questions can be answered. And especially when it comes to finance and money, I feel this is a very good department also, because it can really explain the people easy, and obviously this will bring a lot of wealth and people to UAE because also of the tax and everything.
It's crazy because
very innovative.
You get a lot of children from very poor backgrounds but are very smart, and they're very tech savvy, and I feel like the opportunity that's being given to them, where now all they need is a computer.
Yes.
Where before they needed to go to university, you needed to go to Harvard, you needed to go, and there's a lot of like now there's literally a website where you can take the courses of every course in Harvard University. You can do all of that stuff. I mean, you're not going to get the qualification from Harvard, but all of the information and all of the knowledge that they have available to them is available to everyone now. So it's kind of leveled the playing field for those real people who want to learn, who have a hunger for learning and that kind of stuff. But also at the same time, it's kind of scary where things are going, man. I mean, like AI and that stuff. I mean, let's talk about some AI stuff and the pros and cons. Is it good for humanity? Is it bad for humanity? Is it the sword in the warrior's hand?
I have a lot to say to this. I would really like to say about the education stuff, which you said previously. I love those type of people who offer those services, because those educational stuff needs to be offered in courses for free to everyone in the world, because everyone can upgrade them. Because in many countries, and this is also what we do in Bonuz, we call it, I cannot say the name because I didn't register one page on Instagram, but this one, it's the idea to educate people with those free contents just by telling them, hey guys, you can participate with us, this, here, go there, learn these skills, then a small test onboarding, and then they can engage to earn. And this way everyone will have the opportunity, because online there will be too many jobs. To entering the metaverse, you don't need goggles. You can just have a smartphone, and you can even have your face, and you could be like a customer service stuff somewhere in Asia or Africa or wherever. Just the internet is important. All the solutions are there. They just need to be put together in a nice way, and then the people, they can have a life.
I think it's insane.
And those to earn platforms and all of this, but they need to have a good economic system, something which is scalable, not and long term. And this is some of the problems which happen to this.
But this is the problem, and this is the unfortunate thing about the world that we live in. The world isn't out here to make it a better place for everyone. I mean, that's something we have to accept. We are not a harmonious world where the world's globally best interests are at heart. Do you know what I mean? I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was like, listen, nobody cares about anyone. There's a very small population that do, but look at it. Why are we spending 380 million to see Thor throw another hammer at someone else again? Like the amount of money that's put just into a movie, I'm very sure we'd all survive with 1 year without Hollywood. We'd all survive if not one movie was made for a year. And the billions upon billions of dollars that were spent to make these movies were just used to actually make the world a better place. But no one's going to do that. They're not going to do it because nobody really cares enough.
And it's also very hard work to do.
Yeah.
So people, they are in their comfort zone, actually. So they don't want to, like they they want to be very lazy, and they don't want to put in so much effort in really creating something meaningful, because that means you need to sacrifice a lot, and most of the people, they don't. They rather choose to go to the cinema, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. But it's crazy.
But better example, you talk about movies to stop for 1 month and make some good stuff and fix the world. Super idea, but the movies, they are even innocent. Forget the movies. You know, the military. Do you know the budget
war,
for military?
Yeah.
Last time I was checking how much bombs cost, just to have an idea. You know, one big bomb, like, which can destroy some block, they cost like $25 million and even more.
I hope Bonus works, because Mende's looking at bombs, so
No.
yeah.
The thing is,
And they have loads of them,
the
not just one.
budget for the
Yeah.
US, I just googled it very quickly.
Yeah.
In 2021, you know how much money only for military spending? $801 billion.
Can you imagine?
Take 50 billion and distribute it. You fix full of Africa, I'm sure.
Dude, it's the same.
But nobody,
it's not fair. They don't care.
It's not fair.
Because look at
exactly.
this. Again, simple thing. If every football player didn't take their salary for 6 months, forget every football player. If the top 5 professional football players didn't take their salary for a year, and they'd still survive easily, by the way, very easily and comfortably, and just gave it, things could really change. But I just don't think that things didn't change. And even education, what we were talking about before, the crazy thing is that there are so many children that want to learn, very bright individuals who just want to learn and make things better for everyone, but don't have the budget. Then you get these assholes who are being sent to Harvard and all that just by their parents, because they have money and they're rich and they want to carry on the name and show their friends, oh, my son goes to Harvard, and the kid doesn't even want to learn. Do you know what I mean? He's not really interested in those subjects, and he doesn't want to be a lawyer or whatever, and it's just getting wasted everywhere.
Too many things are not fair, unfortunately.
Talk about AI. I want to talk about them killing us.
Okay, so what do you think, Matthias?
What's your favorite AI movies?
I mean, Terminator.
Yeah.
I love Terminator 2 because of the plan,
Yeah.
especially in the Genesis. But recently I've seen many AI movies, but one of the one which I highly recommend is called Mother Android. It's
Okay.
so good.
What's the premise behind that?
At the end is such a flipping of the story, then you understand what the true AI is.
Okay.
So that's a movie to watch twice, because it's weird in some things and it has some super surprise.
Mother Android, which one is that? It
It's on
sounds very
Netflix.
familiar.
There's also some Mother is Android, but then there's also Mother Android.
And obviously Ex
No,
Machina is
I Am
a
a Mother.
crazy film.
I Am a Mother is one, but then there's also Mother Android. They
I
are
think
both
I've
good.
seen. Have you seen Ex Machina?
Ex Machina is incredible. I love
That's a
it.
crazy one. Do you think? I mean, look,
I think it's possible.
I think a lot of people don't realize that there's been so many computers that have passed the Turing test already. Like, it's not a. There's like AIs that can convince you that they're not computers already. That's happened a lot of times.
It has
Yeah.
happened a few weeks ago when this one guy from Google, he opened up that the AI became conscious. What
Yeah.
was the name of it again? Magma?
So it was Blake Lemoine, I think.
This
isn't
is
it?
the engineer from
Yes.
Google. But what was Lambda?
Lambda.
Lambda.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, can happen. I think we are close by for a huge revolution.
But do you think it would be a technical AI takeover, or do you think that we'll get into? Because
I
people
don't-
say to me, it's not going to be like iRobot and stuff like that.
Yes.
Well, it bloody is, mate, because they're making those things and they've been doing them for a long time. Like, they're getting good with them.
The
Yeah.
takeover will happen probably in phases, not immediately. First, the AI will probably replace human workforce and a lot of work, because it will be smarter than humans. So all those kind of things which we were just saying, that we want everybody to get educated, free education.
You won't
Imagine
need
if the AIs in the future, in 10 years, you can copy paste them and tell them whatever. They are anyways smart and they do everything better. Then it will be a problem for the human unless he owns some AI robot assistant like Siri, which is personalized, which does things for him in order to survive. Maybe the whole paradigm
Paradigm.
Yeah.
of life will totally change.
Yeah, I
And
mean, imagine what the world will be like when you don't have stuff to do, as in work, and you don't have to do all that stuff.
I mean, you can freely decide what you want to do, so it's up to your creativity.
Yeah.
But really depends also who owns the AI. Like
Mm.
if we
What
as
if it owns itself? Because we could get to the point where AI, I mean, eventually AI is going to get to a point where it can create AI, right?
yes,
might be, yeah.
I mean, we're not that far off from it, are we?
No, I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think it's hard. I'm sure
So-
it will reproduce itself.
So when it starts reproducing, who owns it?
I mean,
We can't own it.
yeah, it really. So the fun fact on AI is actually the AI can only be as smart as the data that you put in. So if we speak even about cyber war and all this stuff, you know, and you have AIs attacking like other AIs and governments and whatnot, then you see even a Tesla you can just confuse by putting something that looks very similar to a stop sign it will think it's a stop sign and it just suddenly breaks, you know, like. And so it really depends on the information that you put into the AI. So what people like try to put in a very extreme scenario, I don't think it will happen, because we are just not there. Like, where's this information coming from? So if you right now look at what AI is doing, then mostly it is like transforming text.
Okay.
So you can chat with it, you know what I mean? But what happens with like anything that is related to visuals? For example, here in the studio, if you would ask the AI like what kind of information it has without giving it a picture, just by giving him hardware, you know, like to sense what is around himself, which is what the people call sentient, by the way, it won't be able right now to do it because this amount of information is too much that you need. Like, imagine, I don't know, how old are you?
Really old, bro. I'm 40 now.
40.
Yeah.
Okay, so still young though, no?
Yeah.
So imagine like for 40 years you learned a lot of stuff, right? So imagine now you need to train an AI with the information that you got, and it's not only information that you have read from a paper, it's also what other people told you or like taught you. So if we don't come to a certain level of really feeding the information, the AI with information, we won't progress really fast. And one of the next steps, actually, if you want to create a company and make a lot of money, then you try to invent a technology that understands whether information is legit or not. Because already we have this problem with fake news.
Yeah.
So what happens if I create an AI now to write a lot of articles and put it out? And now the Google's AI, like basically the web crawler, because this is how they feed them, right? Because they already own the internet because they create copies of it, right? So how it's gonna work? Yeah.
Okay, this is how I'm gonna challenge you now.
Okay.
What if AI figures out a way to learn, to basically take data from other AI,
Yeah.
not from what you've put in it,
Yeah.
from other AI that's around that it meets in the ionosphere or whatever, because it works on energy, it works on all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
On whatever. And here's another one that I want to challenge you with. You said AI can only do this, this, and this. Do you not think AI can be smart enough to convince you that that's all it can do? So could AI not be another 15 years ahead, but convince you that it's still back here again? Because it can grow without you knowing, because how are you getting your data from how advanced it is?
Exactly. So I just have one answer to basically both questions is, if you don't have like the sensors and like the proper hardware that is really efficient enough to feed the information to the AI,
IoT devices.
Yeah.
yes, then if I tell you now that there's no gravity outside, how's the AI gonna validate that? By reading articles? No, it needs to go outside and throw an apple.
Right.
Or like Newton was like, this was how gravity was discovered. People say that there was that apple falling down from the tree. So
But does AI have to be concerned with stuff like gravity?
no, but it needs to validate what is around AI. So if it does not have the proper way of like verifying information, then it cannot grow, because I mean it can grow, but it grows into a wrong direction. And as a very good example, there was like an experiment a few years ago on Twitter by Microsoft. So they put an AI out, and people could like really like chat with it, and it became suddenly super like there was so much racism inside of this AI suddenly, because the people fed it with this information. So it really believed that racism is something he needs to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But now if you look around, like how many people actually are racism, like
that's the last thing I need. There's enough racist people around the place. I don't need my
that's
AI
very
to be
true.
racist too, bro.
That's
Like the other thing.
No,
Yeah.
but what
it's crazy.
But what you say, AJ, I truly believe this might be possible in 15 years.
Yeah.
We will not even differentiate maybe who is a real human and who might not be a human, especially in the metaverse,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because there it's all virtual anyways.
That metaverse is just
Yes.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
The idea. I mean, I had a guy on here called Kwebbelkop. Do you know Kwebbelkop?
Yeah.
We were talking about this whole, what's it called?
The Oculus.
Oculus.
Yeah.
That's gonna fuck with everyone. Like, you're gonna have people having affairs. Like, they're gonna be waking up in the morning before they wakes up and going to meet their girlfriend inside a bar somewhere, and hey, how are you? And eventually they're gonna make attachments with all these people. That I see that as like a super danger, dude. Think about pedophiles. Okay,
I don't want to.
it's
but-
no, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, this is a pedophile playground. Forget about that.
Yes.
What about pedophiles who wear these new Facebook glasses that have the camera in them, that can stand outside school and take videos of children, go back home and do their thing to the footage? How is this being protected?
Okay, at least if you generate all these avatars, like artificially, like synthetically, then it's like not real kids at the end. So it might be somehow okay that this.
No, but they can contact them.
Yeah, that's.
They can talk to them.
Yes.
Yeah, and
You can sit
certain
down. My
rooms-
friend was telling me he goes to a bar and he sits down and he's drinking a fake whiskey and he's just talking to someone he met who's in another country, and they're actually physically talking to each other. Hey, what's happening, man? He's like a dinosaur. The other one's like a, a pretty girl with big tits, but they're still talking to each other.
Yeah.
So how do you stop these pervy little guys from going into?
There is no
No.
really
It's
solution.
dangerous, dude. There's a lot of dangers. I mean, there's pros, but there's a lot of dangers that I think it's going to be very difficult to monitor and protect.
This will be the more controlled environments. I feel that Facebook, like Meta, they are actually looking to prevent those things in advance, and this is like more centralized environment. It's not like decentralized too much, where probably there will be more Wild West.
But there is, because think about it. We've got the internet.
I don't think it will be stoppable.
Yeah, but
I,
we have the internet now, right? But we also have the dark web, right? Now imagine there's going to be the metaverse and the dark metaverse as well, where some crazy shit's going to be going on,
crazy shit.
right? It's going to be nuts.
Totally nuts. It will be so nuts.
Ollie's sitting there like, just like
I-
it's a lot, but it's
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, like, if you see right now all the problems that you mentioned in the future, they're already there. Like, just to give a sneak peek of what I mean is, like, if you go on Tinder now and you make yourself, instead of 40, you make yourself 16 or like 18 or like whatever, like, who's gonna protect the victim? You understand what I mean? Like, it's the same situation. You don't need to go into the metaverse, into virtual bar. You can already directly communicate with people right now. So it's very interesting that these problems, they were not solved until now. So how can you solve the problems in the metaverse?
this is my point.
Yes, I don't think it's really possible. I mean,
No,
you
it is
could
possible, of course. If there is such a KYC way in certain applications that you have your passport in a blockchain token, which verifies that this is the true users, maybe the people who enter those platforms, they will think in the first place what they do. But then who would like to do all those verifications and put his ID everywhere?
So in this dark verse, who's going to do the KYC?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's crazy. One question I wanted to to ask you about, and I think it's an important question. How did Bonuz get affected with all of this stuff and your people that are involved and all of your members and stuff? So how did they get affected during this whole crash? Because I assume with everyone, people were like, they expect you to have every answer. What happened? What's happening now? What's the
Honestly,
You know?
we didn't get much affected.
okay?
Those people who had tokens which are not stable coins, surely they get affected. Okay, I also have some little bit Bitcoin here and there.
Mm.
I lost it, but that's fine. But otherwise, it didn't affect us. Especially not because it actually helped us.
Mm.
Because we didn't roll out any token. Because even a lot of good projects, they went down. And
Yeah.
it has also psychological effect on those people who work in those other projects, because they might think, oh, we not go up anymore. Or somebody tell to somebody, oh, your project is shit, it's only so low, and they get bored and not motivated to work and change the fields. There is so much happening, so it wiped out a lot of bad things. So for us, actually, it's a good thing.
Less pressure for sure. So we
Yeah.
can now focus on building stuff,
And we will roll out in the right time.
How do you?
That we can roll out already half a year ago, the token and everything.
This is what I mean. When it comes to rolling out, how do you kind of settle the nerves and the not nerves, but the people that you have in your Discord and your members and stuff? When the patience. Where is it where you find some people? Did you find people starting to get a bit impatient?
Of course.
And how did you deal with that kind of stuff?
Well, few times we had the situation that some people, they were asking when is the token launch and how long, because we were supposed to launch originally last year around my birthday, which is 15 October. But then a lot of things were not ready, not as expected. Then I said I will launch this year. And then I felt, okay, now the market, this is happening. We don't have these parts ready. We still didn't find the proper CMO. We wasted so much time with so many people, and still we didn't get to those results which help us to have a strong fundament in order that when we launch, to be also constantly there and have non-stop development. And those few factors which are like important pillars for the fundament, they were not there. So what we did is we said a few times in the Telegram that we'll make a refund in the near future for those who don't want to wait. And then in April again, we said it in the groups, and we sent out an email to all the investors, to everyone, and we gave them till the 2nd of May if they want a refund to refund. And then some people, they typed in the type form, they got out, and then we paid them all out in May, right?
Yeah.
In May we paid them all out, and from my personal money we added for them, because we don't want to be cheap, we just added 50% on top of the investment.
Nice.
But the beautiful thing is that there were only 7 people who wanted to leave.
But even that is good for you guys,
Of course,
because
it's
you just indirectly fizzled out the people who don't believe in the project.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not belief, but some people, they expect faster returns. Again, in the crypto industry, a lot of people, they make things to flip things, because it's also a money maker. But our intention is not to build a project to make quick money. Our intention is really to build a working product which improves like relationships between fans, customers, and celebrities and brands and all those things, this whole ecosystem where it's like a win-win thing, just by making use of some tools which been always available but never used in that way. And this really takes time to combine that. So we are really good. Our community has no issue when we launched. It's another thing. I said I will do it this year, and I think we could roll out realistically within 6 to, I don't know, half year, like
Nice.
till end to the year, like this, but in a strategic way,
Yeah.
because really
You got to do it right, dude. It's like you don't want to roll out and then be like, oh, shit, we should have fixed this or we should have fixed that first,
Yes.
and have to worry about that then.
the beauty is that many other founders who also have projects where they also help us, they give us advices, even very similar projects. They tell us what were their mistakes, what they could have done better, and we learn from all of this. And this is very beneficial information which doesn't cost us even money.
Yeah.
Because this is just the beginning for a long-term thing, and we really hoping that we can have hundreds of thousands of users in the future. Also those who get educated and can do some profession online, disengage to earn ways, and there are many ways on what things to do, and then they get rewarded from others. And this way we our target is also, we actually help people to live. Because if you give somebody work, you give them life. And we're not aiming to make those people rich, but at least they can
be
make
able to
their
sustain
few
themselves,
$100 and learn. Yeah.
So on that, just briefly, for those who don't know, so who profits from Bonus and how?
Okay, so actually what we included in our ecosystem is a reward system. So what we believe in, because we talked about this to earn systems, and there was a time like 10 minutes ago we spoke about like this watch to earn and whatnot. We believe there's no real value created. So for us, everything is about value creation. So if you do something for somebody else, you create a value and you get rewarded for it. So that's the basic concept, right? You could also call it like create to earn, whatever you want to call it. At the very end, you can do something like you can do propaganda for somebody. Like if you have your new show, for example, and you are on Bonus, right? And I'm one of your fans, I can share like with all of the people here in the studio the link, and I will get rewarded for it because it was direct advertisement. So this is one part, but it can be also any type of tasks. So you need help for your studio. So you want to have, I don't know, like an image prepared. So you say, hey, from all of your fans, everybody knows your style. Hey, can you make this real quick in Photoshop? They get rewarded for it. You saved money and they get compensation. And so they would receive, you know, like some kind of points. We did not decide the name of it, but later they can exchange it against the token that we have. So this is the crypto part.
Call them the Jabber points.
And Jabber points. Yes. And that's how they monetize actually. So what we build is more like a platform where you have like demand and supply. It's like the very basic marketplace. You can offer anything that you want. And how we combine it with brands, celebrities, and even games. So whatever the people want to have from the community to do, or whatever the community wants to contribute, they get rewarded. It can be even a simple help. So if somebody releases an ebook, for example, then and somebody in the community has a question, then like one power user could answer this question and also get rewarded for it, for example, you know, because maybe he converted this person to buy the ebook as well. So it goes more into the direction of e-commerce actually, because you convert people very fast because it's direct and it comes from the community, people who believe in you already.
So essentially you're much less a crypto project, but more of a company that utilizes crypto tech.
Exactly.
To do it.
So what Matthias said regarding the strategy also, that we need to wait for the right moment, is actually because if we do it right, we leverage on both. Like the product is good and we can get benefited by the crypto hype, because even the people who just want to invest because it's a crypto project in some way, they would do it. So we can leverage it from a lot of different angles.
Dude, I love that, man.
It's revolutionary, you know?
Yeah.
It's important to do some revolution.
What should the people be looking out for now when it comes to Bonus?
They should.
And I mean the people in your community. What can they look forward to?
So I think we're gonna release soon some kind of nice stuff, you know, because we already wanted to release one of our tech that we built, but it didn't seem right because of the market sentiment, you know. So we just delayed it, and I think there will be some stuff coming. And
I can say what we're releasing. So basically, we're working through a bot. So everything for us runs through Telegram. In the beginning, we used Telegram as the access software for the people, because one of the biggest problems in crypto is, also statistics show that I think from Bitcoin, more than 35% is lost, by the way. So a lot of people, they lose their access keys to the wallets, this mnemonic phrase, this 12 words seed. And that's a big problem. So one of the first innovations is to not install a software or have this complicated Web3 wallets, because we also need to make sure that the owner really owns what he owns, true ownership. So we don't want to be a wallet when people have things with us, so they need to be kept outside. Also, it minimizes risk for us, but it's more decentralized. So this way, how to access through the Telegram bot, as soon somebody opens a conversation like a chat, not with a human, with the bot, he's already in the Bonus ecosystem. He just logs in with his Web2 logins and with his Telegram, and the Telegram ID is always connected to the phone number. So if the user loses his phone with the wallet and everything and get the same SIM card back, installs Telegram, then he still has his coins, his tokens, his celebrity coins. This is way to prevent a lot of problem, because there will be a lot of utility going through that. Also, not just like with the brands, we're talking even from food and beverage locations, restaurants. I will attack, like I
Everyone.
one, especially in Dubai, because they are ready for it. And I know all this big clubs and all those owners of those groups, and I worked already years ago with them, so they're all happy to apply whatever I give them, because I was generating leads for them, and leads generate money back in the day with those Instagram techniques I've been using. So the people have to look for, to be patient, be ready, and we'll do some other rounds also very soon. But for this also, people cannot just come and invest. Nobody can invest. That's the fun part about we open this round, and those people will need to help us and do certain tasks, then only they can invest. So this will be a competition, but still we're doing it slowly. We're still using the money which we have, and let's see what happens. It's extremely busy and overwhelming in general for me to make all those decisions, because still few key positions are missing. We have some students, but now we know that students are amazing, so we actually want to have like 20 students more, but then we have to find bigger locations. So this all is a question of money, especially here in Dubai, because sustainability is also very important for the long term. You know, there are a lot of crazy founders. You see a lot of people coming here with crazy amount of money, and they just spending for like even nightclubs and, you know, like things which are completely not important. But when your account is 7 or 8 figures, then this 5 figures changing every day doesn't feel like it makes a difference. But over the time it does a difference, and it's not good.
What makes Bonus different from OnlyFans and Patreon and companies like this?
Very good question. Who wants to answer, you or me?
Yes, I can answer. So actually it was what we explained before, so it's very community focused what we are doing. Like on OnlyFans, it's like,
It's community focused. I'm sending someone a picture of my khram.
yes, in that sense, and I'm consuming it, maybe I pay for it, but everybody else who's your fan is not inside of this ecosystem, right? They're just consuming, and that's it. But there is nothing where value is generated from a different angle, basically. And also Bonus has this approach of being exclusive. On OnlyFans, everybody can just, you know, like register, upload his whatever they want to sell, or like even socks or like panties they wore, or like whatever it is. On Bonus, you need to go through some kind of process, so you get listed, because it's an exclusive platform, which also protects the people, right? Because they need to go through a lot of due diligence, so we don't have scammers on the platform. So all this makes us actually different.
And and Patreon and OnlyFans is more like a subscription based service, where actually it's just from the content creator to give to the fans or the buyers. But in Bonus, how Oli explained, we have also opposite way, that even the creators benefit, because they can account points for actions which their fans do in order to improve their career or spread their message or whatever it is. And in Bonus, if somebody gets a creator coin, he pays a one-time fee and has lifetime access. And OnlyFans, it's a monthly subscription, and it's not a token.
Yes.
Not my OnlyFans. I give them lifetime access to my khram. If you want to look at it 20 years from now, they can still do it. Which use cases or tech behind Bonus are you most proud of?
Oli, that's your field.
Okay, so I think the onboarding was actually very good that we had. So what Matthias showed with the bot was actually very good. And I think the the biggest invention was actually to design the system in a way that the value that is being generated is flowing properly inside of the system, and hopefully not leaving the system, but also comes from outside the system. So like other crypto projects, for example, what they do is they allocate like, I don't know, like X amount of tokens that they will just pay out to the people just because they stake. But how, like, why should I pay you out for what? That you put your coins somewhere? You know, there's no value generated. So to make a system where you have the value flowing properly and everybody is benefiting from it, that's the hardest part. And of course, to build all these different kind of microservices, so that's how you call it in software engineering, there were a lot of them. Like, I don't want to mention, but like too many, because we have like a lot of use cases. So if you would even ask me for like the hardest, like the biggest challenges in tech, it was to have this architecture of all these modules, basically all these microservices interacting with each other, especially in real time. So I think we can be very proud of achieving that also.
Yeah. How do you get the brands and celebrities to join, and what's their response when you approach them? Sorry to change the question. I know you've got a point that you wanted to add there. You can add the point first and then get back to it.
Okay. So how Oli was saying that there is value generated also from outside. It means that now, let's say you are on our platform. Now I'm wearing your t-shirt, or you wearing my t-shirt.
I still haven't got my bonus t-shirt. It's been 2 years, bro.
Oh my God, how I could forget.
Yeah,
to bring it.
we'll talk about that later.
Voila, this big haram. I'm sending my driver.
Right.
So let's say I'm on your show now. People like this t-shirt or this jacket. Now imagine if you would have an affiliate link below to this jacket, and it costs only $15, but actually through your link it sells for $49. And because you have so many views, maybe per day 10 people they buy it. So imagine like things like this, they will generate money, and some of those money, it will come back into the bonus ecosystem. So we create a lot of money from the real world. Let's say my fan now puts my t-shirt link everywhere, and then somebody will buy it. But obviously I'm not a singer or celebrity like that, so it doesn't really make too much sense. But let's say a Rihanna t-shirt. Somebody designs a cool Rihanna t-shirt, and then another one will only advertise it and spam the link everywhere and say new designed Rihanna t-shirt, only $20 or $30. So apart from this, because we create the items, we are also merch creator. This is our phase 2, print on demand. This will generate a lot of value, and those goes back into the project. And there are so many values created like that. It's
nice.
Yeah, it's
I like
like
that.
very interconnected.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Okay.
Tell me about the celebrities. What kind of responses do you get from them? Because it's one thing saying we're gonna do this, we're gonna get celebrities, you're gonna be, but what's the actual real life response that you're getting from these brands and celebrities when you approach them with this?
Depends how much time I have to talk to them, and
okay.
how they got introduced to me.
Okay.
But people who know me, it's very easy, because the most of them, they are just waiting for me to build it.
Yeah.
Some I need to show them and explain them deeper.
Yeah.
But once I do that, they are also okay to come on it. So it's not really hard, because it creates a lot of value for them. For example, if we take American celebrities like rappers and stuff, they are very money oriented.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they don't even care probably if I do a scam, if I would do a scam, as long as I pay money for promoting it. That's what I feel how it is. Because when I see like some projects like Ethereum Max and Floyd Mayweather and Kim Kardashian promoting it.
That was a big...
Yeah, it was just some like thing to hype and exit. But I believe that once they see the platform and once it's live and the first success stories will be out, like with some of the guys like we have, I'm thinking they will come running. And we are exclusive platform. We need to make it slowly. So if we launch like in year 2, 100 people, it's a lot. But it will be the numbers, like in the Excel files, they are too crazy for this. Like they are really good.
Are you planning on adding NFTs?
Of course.
Yeah.
But our NFTs are very different.
Tell me.
First of all, we have a huge NFT innovation, what nobody has. Ollie invented it, actually, a part of it, and me. So basically, holding a token of a celebrity will give you every week a free NFT.
Every week a free NFT.
Like in OnlyFans, you buy content.
I don't know anything
There-
about OnlyFans. I've
No,
never been. I've never been on there.
you
I'm just
talked
the
about
OnlyFans seller. I don't know about buying. You know?
okay. So there the people, they receive the content weekly for free, and it's like it's an NFT actually, but it's not a fractional ownership NFT. It's
Yeah, like 10
It's-
different people are going to get
you know,
that same asshole picture.
this NFT thing is so crazy how we did it, because there will be a rank list who has the most pieces of this NFT, because this NFT, it's always created on the total amount
One of one.
of tokens. No, they are like, let's say we
Like,
take
let's just say, for example, you have
Movlogs.
an
let's take Movlogs.
He has an NFT, but
let's say we create 300,000 tokens for him. 300,000. Now they sell for $20 to $50. So it's like for sure in the 8 figures.
yeah, but what I mean is, say he puts out the picture that they get on the first week.
Yeah, he
That's
will
the
take
NFT.
a selfie, and
So everyone will have that same one selfie.
300,000 times it will exist.
Okay, so
Yes.
how will that have value if there's 300,000 different versions of the same one?
There's 2 ways of value, even 3. One of the things is the other people can buy it together on the secondary marketplace. Maybe each holder will sell one piece for 1 cent.
Hmm.
So maybe, because at the end there is some money coming back, but then maybe each holder, he will not sell it. He will say, we are all fans of Movlogs, we all love him. I will give my pieces to those people who repost his videos,
Hmm.
who make him more famous. I sacrifice my pieces. And then another amazing part of value is if somebody managed from this 300,000 tokens to create a certain percentage, which the celebrity allows. Let's say Movlogs allows to make a meet and greet with someone who collected 75% of all those NFT pieces.
So they're still
Do you know
coded
how?
as NFTs.
No.
They will still have a background code.
Sorry.
Because what's to stop them from having the same picture? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, say, for example, I have this picture and I send it to you on WhatsApp, and I tell you send it back to me on WhatsApp. So now I have 2 in my iPhotos.
Oh, no.
So they'll still have coding on them that will make them
it's
individual, no?
I mean, yeah, they're like you can choose to make them individual, because like let's say I own 100,000 tokens of Movlogs, so that means like maybe I'm the biggest token holder, so that NFT that is being sent to me has a much greater value because it's in the first that was minted. It's like a addition. So
Yeah, so I mean,
instead-
they will have something back numbering them behind the scenes, right?
Yes, the celebrity can actually choose. Like we have different concepts. So we worked on applications where you can choose to put watermarks, serial numbers, whatever you
Okay,
want.
yeah.
And not just, you can, for example, maybe there will be somebody who collects all of them, and then he will get a meet and greet in his private jet, for example, or like somebody who just owns at least 1 token, he will get, I don't know, a discount code somewhere.
It
That's
really
very cool.
depends what the celebrity allows, or the brand.
Yes.
Because for brands, it's a little bit different. It's more like loyalty programs, like Skywards,
Yeah, yeah.
all those club memberships.
So how do you choose your creators? Because obviously, like you said, you can't just let every creator in.
Whoever talks to us first will be in the first lane. There's a type form on our website. Anybody can just come there and sign up, and
But I mean,
we'll
is
make
there?
a paperwork contract.
But I mean, look, what if I'm a creator that has 800 followers, but I want to be? There's got to be like a bridge level to get in, right? There's got to be. Do you have to have a certain level of fame to be one of the?
You should have, otherwise it doesn't make sense,
Look, can I get in or not?
But let's no, for
You
sure,
make an exception there, I think.
for sure you can get in, and we would have even an idea for you. But the thing is, that the people when they sign up, obviously the bigger ones we will prefer them, because obviously they help also our platform grow.
Yeah.
But also we help them, so it's like a win-win-win here for every participant.
Yeah.
You know what's incredible? Holding, let's say there's Jibber with Jibber online. No, Metaverse session. Now the same thing happening in the Metaverse, and only the ones can access which own the token. Those who don't have the token, they cannot be live. Now one of these cameras here would watch us live, and only the token holders can access. Now there are thousands of your tokens. And
Or they can even come and I can set up chairs and stuff and they can watch it live here. And
for example, but let's say they can watch it through the Metaverse somehow. Now they need the token to access it. And now there are only 1,000, they are sold out. But now there's some other people who want to access it and they don't have the token. And then from this 1,000 people, half of them are sleeping or they're in another time
they
zone.
can rent their token out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
They can rent it. So you pay $20 and then you rent it for 1 day for $5.
Yes, and that's how we're utilizing staking properly.
Yes,
Yeah.
real value, not
Yes.
some bullshit created out of thin air.
Yes.
Staking benefits from nothing.
See, I'm not as stupid as I look. Mende.
Genius, bro. Yeah.
You're looking for a CMO, right? I would like to apply right now. Do you feel like there's anything that we forgot to mention or anything? Time flies when you're having fun. We're already on an hour and a half.
Wow, so long.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is long. Well, I feel we talked about a lot of nice stuff and a lot of interesting subjects. I hope some of those things can inspire some people.
For sure.
And
Is there any secret message, any Easter eggs you want to leave for the Discord fam?
said
your members?
actually a lot of stuff which some people never heard. But I feel I don't have any secret message today. Maybe Ollie has some secret message.
I just want to say, don't bother yourself too much with AI.
Yeah.
Don't cry yourself to
See, the
sleep
trick
at
is,
night.
you don't know if this is really me
Yeah.
or I am an AI who's just tricked you for an hour and a half, dude.
Wow.
Now that would be that would be the trick.
That's a glitch now, I think.
It's a glitch, right? It's been on too long. They only charged me for an hour.
The glitch kicks
No,
in.
guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, honestly, to have you on. And it's always fun. Ollie, it's a pleasure to have you join us in Dubai.
Thank you.
And Bonus, and he's not going to give me a t-shirt, so if you can give me one,
Yes.
that'll be great. And next time I promise I'll have some candy for you, Mende.
I'll send it. I'll send it. Even though,
Sure.
let's do a giveaway. Let's
do a
3
giveaway.
T-shirts away to some people who do something with your show when it comes out.
Boom.
Let's
Let's do
give
that.
people to. I have an idea.
Tell them,
You
don't
see-
tell me.
You see, if Bonus would be ready, we could put this in a form and it would happen. But now we have to do it manually. So we'll give away 3 Bonus T-shirts.
And
to-
100,000 bonus tokens.
That's
No, not yet, not yet.
That's too much. 3 bonus T-shirts to those who will share this YouTube podcasts
Boom.
most. And the person who sent us the type form, we will put up a type form with the link. The link is now here because this is edited. 3 T-shirts for those who make the most shares in how long time? 1 week?
1 week is good.
In 1 week.
Nice.
Wow, that's a long time, eh?
Yeah.
Maybe 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days.
After the show, you see it. We will even announce it. There will be 3 days time. Who makes the most shares and proves it with the links, everything in the type form, will get one of those T-shirts.
Boom.
Worldwide sent.
And Mende will deliver it personally, worldwide, anywhere. He will jump on his jet and bring it to you.
Maybe in the metaverse.
Yeah, exactly, right? No, again, guys, thank you so much for taking out the time. And until we do another one, like I said,
Thank you.
the next one will be in a spaceship, and Bonus will have been launched by then for episode 4
Yes.
of Jibber with Jabber and Mende. Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Boom.